Hi all, sorry I can't be with you today. I hoped I'd be able to, but it's turned out I can't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go through the one question for your homework for tonight that is slightly different. The others you should be able to get from the work that we've done before. And then I'm going to go through the last bit, which is division of fractions, which thankfully isn't that difficult at all. It's not too different from what we were doing yesterday. So you should just be able to build on that. And I'll give you some practice to do on that and explain what to do in the lesson, okay? So to start off with, we've got adding and subtracting in standard form as the bit that's different in our starter. What you need to do here is make sure that the power that you make the standard form question. So at this present moment, you've got a -5 in this one and a -3 and a 5 and a 3 in the second one. I'm actually going to start with the second question here. Your aim is not to take it out of standard form because that won't work when the power is absolutely huge, okay, or absolutely tiny. So what we're going to try and do is get them both to be the same power, and we're going to try and make them the same as the biggest power. So if I start with the second one, I've got 2.5 times 10 to the power 5, that's fine. And now I've got take away, and what I want to do is make this second number 10 to the power 5 as well, okay? So in order to do that, that would mean that at this present moment, I've only got to make it 3 spaces to the left bigger. So in other words, I'm going to have to take it 2 spaces to the right. So 1 space to the right would be 0.5, 2 spaces to the right would be 0.05. Okay, so just have a look at that for a second. So now they're in the same power, we can very simply just take away the 2.5 and the 0.05, okay? Just take that away. So what we'd end up with is, if you imagine that as 2.50, we'd end up with 5 when we take it away. Oh, sorry about that. And then that's times 10 to the power 5, okay? So we make it the same as the largest power, then we can just take away the actual numbers and the power won't change, okay? Check our answer is in standard form. Yes, it is. Therefore, we've got nothing to do, okay? The reason I did the second one first is because I think the positive powers are slightly easier to do. So now let's look at the negative powers. Don't forget that in this one, -3 is the bigger power. Okay, -3 is bigger than -5. So we're going to keep that one the same, and we're going to do 5 times 10 to the -3 here. And now we need to make this one the same thing. So at this present moment, it's telling me to shift it 5 spaces to the right. But I now need to go to this bit here. Okay, so it told me to go 5 spaces to the right. But I already had to do 2 of those spaces in order to get it to 10 to the -3. Okay, which made it 0.025. Just give you a second just to look at that. If you're happy with that, then that is 5.025 times 10 to the -3. We can just add them together. So let me just quickly tell you again the process. Find the bigger of the 2 powers. In the second one, it was the 5, so we made them both 10 to the power 5. The way we did that was to say that if we increase the power by 2, then what we're going to have to do is make it 100 times smaller in the number so it reflects it. The second one, making it 10 to the power -3, which is the bigger one, slightly more difficult, this one. So we just got to think, I'm moving it 5 spaces to the right. To make it 10 to the -3, that means I can only move it 3 spaces to the right. So I've got to move those first 2 spaces first, which gives me a 0.025. And there's your 2 answers. And that should help you with your homework. If it doesn't, just give me a shout. Okay, now for division of fractions. I'm just going to quickly do a numerical example for division of fractions. If I do 3/4 divided by 4/5. Now, the first thing is you can't do cross-cancelling here like we did yesterday. What you're going to have to do here, first of all, is remember, now you might think skip, flip, multiply. I don't particularly like that, although it's a good way to remember it. What I want you to remember is multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction, okay? So multiply by the reciprocal, because that keyword reciprocal comes up a lot, okay? And there's even been a question just saying, find the reciprocal. And reciprocal means to flip that second fraction. So we go 3/4 times, and now we find the reciprocal, which is 5/4. Okay, now we can see if we can cross cancel. We can't, so very simply we just multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So that's how we do division of fractions, okay? We multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. What all that means is that in reality, the question, I'm just going to rub this out, the question is exactly the same as it was yesterday, as long as you just do the first step. And that first step here is just going to be, well, I need to change this so that I am multiplying by the reciprocal. So there we go, x minus 1 times 2/4x minus 10. Now we check what we checked yesterday. What can I factorise? Well, the x minus 1 definitely can't factorise, and the 2 definitely can't factorise. I think the 4x minus 10 can factorise to 2 brackets 2x minus 5. And that just leaves this 2x squared minus 11x plus 5. Now let's do this as we've been doing for the homework. Okay, and if you got one of these with a number in front of the x squared, it would then automatically make it a higher level question. So we're looking for two things that add to make negative 11. Don't forget it's negative 11, and times to make 2 times 5, which is 10. Okay, so I'm going to go for negative 10 and negative 1. So negative 10, negative 1. So that gives me 2x squared, take away 10x, take away 1x or x plus 5 when we bring it down, and then I'm just going to split it in half. Factorise each half. This should be familiar by now. You got 2x brackets, x minus 5. I want x minus 5 to be there, so this gives me a minus 1. Okay, now when I group this together, I go 2x minus 1, x minus 5, and we can just see here, that gives us an average of negative 11x, it gives us our plus 5, and it gives us our 2x squared. So now I can say 2x minus 1, x minus 5. Now, if I'm honest with you, this example isn't the best because there really isn't a lot that cancels. All we can really cancel is the 2 and the 2, okay? The x minus 5 can't cancel with the 2x minus 5, they're different. The x minus 1 can't cancel with the 2x minus 1, they are different. Therefore, all that is left for us to do is just do our multiplication and leave our answer as follows. Okay, and that's it. That's the whole of division of fractions. Literally, the only thing that's different is that first step from yesterday. Right, listen carefully to what I need to be done. I won't have a chance to check your homework from last night today. So you have 2 homeworks that will be due in on Thursday because I'm not here tomorrow, okay? Miss Lovett will take you tomorrow. Okay, so you've got 2 homeworks that are due in on Thursday. Do email me if you have any problems. For the rest of this lesson, I'm going to send you a PDF now of 12 questions, 2 slides. One is the question slide, one has got the answers on it, so you can mark as you go along, and please show full workings. This question in front of you, strangely, because it's got a 2x squared minus 11x plus 5, would probably be a grade 9 question. You need to show all of the working in order to get those marks, okay? If you finish, then please go on and do some revision for next week's test. Sorry I can't be with you today and tomorrow, but hopefully this will keep us ticking over. Any problems, just email me. Thank you very much for being so good.